Okay. Stream started. Now I just need to post live notifications everywhere. Really? I'm very excited. I got my first 6 viewers this week. Apparently my thumbnail was shown to my video was shown to 2,000 people, and I got 6 views. Granted, I do know my thumbnail's kind of meh. I have ideas on how to make it better. Namely, showing something about what I'm doing as part of it. But that's going to take a little bit of extra work. And I don't quite care enough right now. I mean, I do care, but at least I've got something going. I got the ball rolling. So now I can be seen by people on YouTube. My discovery has gone up like tenfold. Literally 6 views in a week is probably about as much as I get on Twitch. But on YouTube, it snowballs. Every view means... I might get 0 next week, and I might get another one the week after that. But YouTube, it's more likely to pick up because of the way Twitch works, and the fact that you basically have to watch live means that the likelihood of you getting those repeat viewers who build up. How did that not center me anymore? I'm trying to center myself. Does this camera not have a rotation? Oh no, it does not. Okay. It can only go straight. It does have a tripod feature. Or tripod attachment. Or not a tripod attachment, but a tripod... compatibility. That's the word. I'm more centered. Oh. Whatever. Okay, I posted it. No, I didn't post everywhere. There's 2 more places I post on weekends. Also, I know it says playing by myself, learning Pathfinder better by playing by myself. I wanted to say playing with myself as a joke, but apparently that breaks the terms and services of Twitch. Even though the joke itself would probably bring in 10 people. Do think they're gonna watch something naughty, but they don't. But they wouldn't. And then they leave immediately. Better than... what was it? That front page I saw one time, which is oh, suggested videos or front page... No, not suggested, but front page channels. Oh, here are some channels that are live right now that are really hot or really popping off, and it's one of them was shower jumping jacks, and it was a girl, and the picture, and I'm oh no. And I was at work. I was loading up to watch a channel at work, so I'm glad no one saw that, but the fact that that exists. They then literally a week later change the policy so that won't happen, or change their system so that won't happen. Like 18 plus content must be labeled and it can't show up on the front page, which is a good thing. You really should only get that if you go looking for it. Okay, so I'm going to start off the video by saying, if you're on YouTube, hi, I stream on Twitch, link in the description, and feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you watch. Accidental knuckle crack. So the plan for today is I'm gonna make a few characters and just try and like run combat by myself and just kind of see if I can like get a handle of the way Pathfinder works running combat. As weird as it sounds, practicing is the best way to get better. And you can even surprise yourself. Now, practicing with someone would probably be the best, but... So I'm going to make... 3 5th level characters, and then throw a few challenges at them. I'll probably draw on the map. I should probably bring up the Roll20, which I was doing. I had this idea, literally like... Well, this is an idea I've done before by myself, but I had the idea to do this... Wait a second. No. Just noticed me shifting the camera. Affected. There we go. I need to finish setting up. In fact, there we go. Why did I just think of that? Turn the monitor that it's sitting on. Now I'm more centered. Still not completely centered. But I can actually scoot over. Sure. My green screen is really not tall enough. Well, it is tall enough, but I didn't pull it up all the way. There we go. It has to balance all the contrast and stuff, so it's like if one light ends up being way too close or too bright, like I can move it back a bit, but only so much. I'm gonna have to turn it so it still provides light. It's a whole thing. I'm not sure how much you were able to see. Were you able to see in this? Yeah, you can see when that happens. I'm seeing it better because I'm also looking at this page, which is just black, so I can see exactly what's going on. Okay. The thing I was trying to do is do this. Okay, now I can do this. Hold on. Even though you can't see anything, I'm gonna actually want to change that. There we go. Do I still have that alternate that shows the dice roll? Kind of. Nope. How do I pop this out again? There we go. Now you can see the chat. When I like roll junk and stuff. So I'll put it somewhere. No, I want that. Now it's just extra long. Good enough. Yeah, I'll do this. Okay. So. Let's make new character. Actually, let's start with a thing. Opening up the book, deciding on what classes I want. There it is. I couldn't find Pathfinder. And now I should be able to do that. Yeah. Although, or above that. Do I want that? I'm gonna say no. Actually, yes. That way, might cut off some of what you see, but oh well. I'm not trying to, like, show off all the information. So Player Core and Player Core 2. I have 3 ways of thinking about this. I could either try and make a balanced party, a random party, yeah, basically balanced or random. I think I'll go for balanced. So I'll try and get a healer, a defender, and a attacker. Basically support, tank, offense. It might be fun to make... Oh, I think I know. Let's go. Classes. I think I'm going to make a sorcerer as my attacker. Let me write this down. I don't need a skill junkie, which is why I'm going for 3. Like, I could go for an extra support or an extra attack. Normally you want an extra attacker, but... So Sorcerer can be an attacker. I could go... Kind of want to look into some of the stranger ones. Probably not an investigator, because they're more... They do have some in combat support, but they're in a support in a weird way, and they don't heal. I think I'm going to want one that can heal, which is why I'm thinking, can champions heal? Look at champions. By hand-to-hand, do you mean close combat? Because that's a sword. Anyway. I feel like I'm going to have to take a lot of quick pee breaks today. I don't know why, but sometimes I just need to pee a lot. It's kind of rare, but like some days I'm just like, man, my bladder fills up fast. You have... Because if I can get healing on a champion, then I can put different kinds of support. Aura of Life, level 14. Probably not if that's what it... if it's that far along. No, that doesn't even do what I think. Okay, let me look for the healing tag. Healing is actually a tag, which makes it easier to find, which is nice. I don't see a healing tag. Justice. Iniquity. Yeah, you don't seem to have a healing capacity. You're just more of a divine warrior, which is fine. I like the idea of it. I could still use them as a tank. And in Pathfinder, tanks don't mean they do nothing, but take damage. You actually can do a lot in Pathfinder. In 5e, a tank doesn't really exist. I kind of wish it did. But there are... Because attacks of opportunity are not universal in this game, it's actually a tank feature now. When everyone has it, it is still a tank feature, but it's like everyone can do it, so it's like, why? Okay. Well, I'm also going to want to support. I could go for Druid, which has a bit of healing, but also a bit of push. They also can have an extra animal, which is helpful. I wonder if there's a ranger support. type. I realized I forgot to take my ADD meds this morning, so I didn't take them till like just before I started streaming, so I'm kind of starting a little tired. Even though I have plenty of energy, I'm mentally tired. I will fix that in time, as my medicine kicks in. Yeah, there tend to be a little bit more... Wit is a little bit of a support feature, rather than... And that's the thing in... Hold on. Okay. Yeah, I'll put it behind. I'm mostly looking at these, so... I can put it in front when I start rolling and I'm going back and forth, but for now, I gotta see the whole thing. I don't know. Also, it's Paizo. They don't care. They're not D&D. They're not gonna take down your video for showing the book. Yeah, and you do get focus spells. That's what I need to look at. Champion focus spells. Because they do have focus spells. Or, yeah. Yeah, okay, so champions are basically a paladin. They have lay on hands. Honestly... I love that Pathfinder has kind of brought the idea of combat healing back into play. Because there is a thing in 4E. Honestly, I feel like Pathfinder 2E is the perfect mix of 5E and 4E. With some exceptions on my opinion. But there are variant rules for that. I would alter them even further. But my big problem is the scaling. I hate drastic scaling. Drastic scaling, that's the word I'm looking for. Or just heavy scaling, where it's like, oh, yeah, a level 1 creature can't do anything to a level 5 creature. It's just, no, at that point, the bonuses are too different. You know, like, I don't like that. I like 5e's idea that, what is it? There's a word for it. It's a game design word. Anyway, the idea is that you do get stronger and weaker enemies work less. Where's the variant rule? It's in the DMG. Hold on. Let me open up the DMG real fast so I can point it out. It's the no level rule. But there are some issues with it. Heck, I'm gonna need the monster when I... building the game, variant rules, efficiency without level. Yeah. As you can see over here, it greatly alters the scale. Actually, I should show you up here. Encounter design. XP and rolls. Yeah, so normally you can only go +4, -4 in levels. It drastically alters things. Whereas with the variant rule, you can go up to +7, -7 before things get too out of hand. There are also some other things it mentions. It's like, oh, there's some balance around flight and stuff that... And there's another thing where it also says you should do an untrained -2 instead of +0. Yeah. Special abilities when facing a party of drastically different levels. For instance, a Ghost Mage could prove too much for the full PC with its incorporeality, flight, and high-ranking spells even though it's outnumbered. So, basically, so what I would do, what I want to do, and I actually might test this today if I have time. I plan to run this variant rule, but also rolling 2d10 instead of 1d20. Actually, that is something I should probably figure out. It's possible. Let me go over here real fast. Settings, character. Untrained -2, proficiency without levels. Yeah. Well, I'm going to want to test it without anyway. And I'm going to test these normally before I do anything anyway. I could just take a little bit and add in or just alter the code. Like, just download the stuff and then upload it and alter it to be 2d10 instead of 1d20. I'll just probably do a replace all, but shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully. Anyway, let's go back to the PDF. So, yeah, probably not a ranger. I want to try a ranger, but they also don't get the AOP option, reactive strike. Fighters, champions. Who else? Is it swashbucklers? Oh no, I think it's barbarians. And they even get it a little bit later. But they have the option. I should do barbarian as my defender. Or a little bit more of an attacker, probably. Oh, that's very defendery, though. No escape. Okay. So yeah, you can be built to be a defender, which is interesting. Because things like Shake It Off, No Escape. Your age, you can... I only have to look through level 5 for now. You rush forward, moving enemies aside to reach your foe. Yeah, so this is definitely more of an attacker one. Sees a piece of surrounding, boulder log, raging athlete. Physical obstacles can't hold you back. Back your fury while you are raging. You can climb speed, swim speed, blah blah. So that's closing the distance, which is a so I went through one time. Is it here or did I do it at work? Probably at work, knowing me. Yeah, at work. Where I thought through kind of the different ideas between each role in 4E. 4E has the defender, the striker, the controller, and the leader. Leaders are healing and buffs. Controllers are AoE and area control. Defenders are attention draw and movement. As weird as it sounds. No, and movement. More movement denial than movement, but movement can also be a play of part. And then strikers are high damage, high movement. That's how I would define. Yeah, but basically defenders can either chase or prevent movement. So basically they're movement control. Yeah, like wounded range, I would consider that a defender thing, because it allows you to get up on your feet better and take more damage. Even if surprised. Do you have a reaction when surprised? Maybe not. As a thing, like, I'm not saying you can't attack as a defender tank. But basically, though, I'd consider another useful version of the tank. In the 4E, this goes to the controller, but in most other things, I'd kind of get rid of the controller and split its abilities into support. Because I think, that's the thing, I think those three are the most important. The striking, defending, and support. Which is why most video games have those three classes. Or three groupings. I think I might go champion as an attacker. So that way I can get lay on hands and have some combat healing. Okay. So let's go sorcerer. Now, in D&D, I would say there is a fourth class, and I think a better fourth class instead of a controller. I think controller is better roped into, the pieces of defender and attacker, and support. Like you can put debuffing and crowd control and support. You can put AoE into striker, etc. What I think a better fourth option is is the out of combat specialist. Now, you generally want everyone to have something to do in both, which is why Pathfinder has actually put a lot of work into that. But my thought on that whole thing, though, is that there are still classes which can do a lot more out of combat. There's always been a thief, there's always been a rogue that's been kind of the best at that. Anyway, I'm gonna need to take a break. I got a sudden urge to use the bathroom, so I'll be a little bit. Let me do a timer, even though, honestly, there's not really timing this, but whatever. Helps me know when to cut in the video anyway when I see the timer going. I know I'm about in the right area. No, not hours. Uh, 5 minutes should be good. Okay, I'll be back. Okay. I wonder how long that was. Anyway, so champion, sorcerer, alchemist is a weird type of support. I'm not sure I want that one. Oracle's another kind of divine support. But they're definitely more in the... yeah, they're very spellcastery. I don't think I want 2 back lines. Monk's more of a front line. And there are probably ways to build the champion more as a support. A mixed tank support. And then Monk could probably be a tank striker. And then Sorcerer could, in theory, be a support striker. So I could have, like, 3 half classes. Let's go Druid. Okay. Let's go back to here. Druid. Let's do a Goblin Druid. Also create the other 2. I have a funny idea. Summon Sorcerer. Settings. Character. Settings. Character. Bold Sorcerer. Colo. Charhide. Do a Charhide Goblin. Let's look at kobolds. I just wanted to do a small team. It's literally what I'm planning. Well, so yeah, they're size small. Actually, let's look at the Colo, because I know there's the one that's like smaller. Dog Colo? No. Ant. Yeah, you only get 8 instead of 10. But this would be the one to do that with. But I think Ant would be funny. Ant Colo. Okay, let's look at the kobold. The Element Heart. Or Spellhorn. Spellhorn. Let's do extra cantrip. We'll see if I get through this. It may actually be an ongoing project. I might do this for a little bit longer. Just to kind of mess around. I actually want to learn this system a little bit better. Okay, so I think the order is heritage, background. Let's see. Yeah. So ancestry and background. Time to go through backgrounds. So more backgrounds. Let's look at the player core first. Wisdom, charisma, nature, and lore skill related to one terrain inhabited by animals you like, such as plains, lore, or swamp lore. Gain the train animal skill feat. How do you get such a nice haircut out on a farm? Like, that's a fade right there. Anyway. Criminal, cultist, detective, emissary, entertainer, farmhand. Constitution, wisdom, athletics, and the farming lore. What's with the battle medicine feat? Patch of wounds, even combat. Attempt a medicine check with the same DC as treat wounds, and restore the corresponding amount of HP. So remove the wounded condition. Treat wounds. You can attempt to check against a higher DC if you have a minimum proficiency rank. The target is immune to battle medicine for 1 day. This does not make them immune to or otherwise count as treat wounds. Let's go to the treat wounds skill or action. Or is that something else? Oh, it must be... I know where that is. It's in skills. Medicine. Administer first aid. Treat disease, treat poison, treat wounds. 10 minutes treating one injured living creature. Target is then temporarily immune to treat wounds for 1 hour, but the interval overlaps with the time you spent trading. So the patient can be treated more than once per hour, not once per 70 minutes. Oh, I see what they mean. Medicine check DC is usually 15. The GM may adjust it based on the circumstances, such as treating a patient outside in a storm, treating a magically cursed wound. If you're an expert in medicine, you can instead attempt a DC 20 check to increase the hit points regained by 10. If you're a master, DC 30 by 30. If you're legendary, DC 40 by 50. You succeed at your check. You can continue to treat the target to grant additional healing. You can treat it for a total of 1 hour. No hit points it regains from treat wounds. Oh, I see. So it'll be like 2d8 or 2d8 plus 10. So I'm gonna look at battle medicine again. Attempt a medicine check with the same DC as treat wounds and restore the corresponding amount of hate disease. Doesn't remove the wound because treat wounds you can attempt to DC. If you have the minimum proficiency rank, the target is then immune. Okay, I see. So you can basically do a battle medicine once per day to treat in the middle of combat as an action. Got it. Okay, you can stop bleeding. Stabilize the target. lose the dying condition, or remains unconscious. Stop being technical recovery. Yeah, so you can treat people. Treat poison and treat disease just gives them a better chance at succeeding. Okay. Let's go back up to backgrounds. Yeah, so it's nice that you get a feat. 5.5 took so much from Pathfinder. I honestly think they really did. I know some of it is that Pathfinder took from 3.5, but let's look at the Intimidating Glare feat. Demoralize with a mere glare. When you do demoralize, lose the auditory trait and gains the visual trait, and you don't take a penalty if the creature doesn't understand your language. Let's now look up demoralize, which I'm guessing is under intimidation. Sudden shout, a well-timed taunt, or a cutting put down. You can shake an enemy's resolve. Choose a creature within 30 feet of you, who you're aware of. Attempt to intimidate check against the target's will. If the target doesn't understand the language you are speaking, or you're not speaking language, you take a -4 circumstance penalty check. Regardless of your result, the target is temporarily immune to demoralize for 10 minutes. Frightened. Okay. And frightened decreases once per round, I'm pretty sure. Unless it specifies otherwise. So. Not bad, though. What does frightened do while you're frightened? Conditions appendix. And this kind of thing is how I mean, I've been reading through this book. I know a lot of what's going on, but honestly, just having to be like, oh, what does this do? What does this do? Is very handy for getting better at stuff. You take penalty equal to this value. Yeah, so take a penalty equal to this value to all your checks and DCs, unless specified otherwise. At the end of each of your turns, the value of your frightened condition decreases by 1. Yes, okay. So it's actually pretty good, actually. Actually pretty good, actually. So let's do the champion background warrior. Class is going to be champion. Okay. Let's get some of the other backgrounds. Astrologer. Pilgrim refugee. Protection from those who would brand you fake orbars. Choose 2 attribute boosts from most intelligence or wisdom. One is a free boost. You're trained in occultism skill and the herbalism lore skill. You gain root magic skill feat. R. Root magic. Your talisman's ward against foul magic. During your daily preparations, you can assemble a small pouch with bits of herbs, hair, sacred oil, or other ritual ingredients, which you give to one ally that cannot be yourself. The first time that day, the ally attempts a saving throw against a spell or haunt. They gain a +1 circumstance bonus to the roll, the +2 expert. Okay. Honestly, it's kind of nice. It's basically just a passive buff, and since Yeah, so let's go for the druid. Root worker. Class druid. So now let's think about the background for the kobold sorcerer. When you were young, you became the lord of another house fraud. Boarded, fed, educated, but never quite part of the family. Scavenger, servant. Ooh. No. I mean, not for what I'm trying to do, which is just test combat stuff. It's interesting, but I like the idea of it for a kobold. Just grew up as a servant. Word sign reaction. Your GM should determine the full thing. Okay. Amnesiac. You can low light vision, or dark vision if you already have it. Precise scent with a range of 30 feet and forwarder. Past Fabond. Haunted royalty returned. Your dad miraculously returned with knowledge of the realms beyond death and a stronger link to life. Some dead and undead souls might feel a strange, inscrutable kinship with you. Choose 2 attributes. In the diehard feat and the additional lore feat for boneyard lore. Yum. Yeah, none of those sound good. Let's go back to the core. The backgrounds again. It's the train animal skill feat. You can either select a basic action I've already know, or attempt to teach animal a new basic action. The GM determines the DC of any check required. How time training takes, usually at least a week. It's usually impossible to teach an animal a trick that uses critical thinking. If you're expert, master, or legendary, and the GM might allow you to train more unusual creatures at the GM's discretion. Don't minus the action. If it was an action that the animal already knew, you can command the animal to take that action without attempting a nature check. If it was a new basic action, add the action to the actions the animal can take. Command, you must still roll. This is kind of neat. You should look up the animal actions. But this actually means animals can learn more than just what they start with, which is kind of a neat idea. I, as a GM, would rule that this would allow you to, teach them things like the reaction strike and stuff. And also allow you to train them, and then I would allow them to do this again, like do a system again, to do more. Let me look up animals, companions. Because there's like, what is it? Pet? Pet can't make strikes. There also might be an animal companion option. Let's see. No. Maybe it's something like companion animal. Could have sworn this was a thing. Maybe it was like train animal. No, that's what I just looked at. You learn to fight underwater. You are not off guard while in water, and you don't take the usual penalties for using a bludgeoning or slashing weapon in water. Okay. This is unified theory. Common underpinnings of the four traditions of magic essentials, allowing you to understand them all through an arcane lens. Whenever you use a skill action or a skill feat that requires a nature, occultism, or religion check, depending on the magic edition, you can use Arcana instead. If you would normally take a penalty or have a higher DC for using the Arcana or other magic, such as when using Identify Magic, you no longer do so. That's actually really nice. It's all 15, but it's also really nice. I could have sworn there was a... There's pet, obviously, but I thought there was an animal... Okay. Yeah, we're back up to L already. Annoying. I'm fairly certain there was an option, but maybe only classes can get an actual companion. Oh, bonded animal. Here it is. Blah, 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 nature check. Sexually bonded with an animal. The animal is permanently bonded until bonded to a different animal. Or do something that breaks bond. And full animal is used to direct. Gains the minion trait and allowing you to command it more efficiently. The maximum level of a creature can be removed is increases to 3 if you're a master or 11 if you're legendary. You can have a bonded animal and an animal companion, though you can have both a bonded animal and a pet familiar. Okay. Let me look for bonded, companions. There's definitely a bonded animal section. At least something that talks about bonded animals, I think. Not here, then somewhere. Yeah, because they're animal companions, so bonded animals can't grow. There's a CR limit, but they can't grow. Pets, and there's pets and familiars, which are different. Familiars get extra abilities, which you can change. Okay, so these are archetypes. I'm not planning to do an archetype, just to keep things a little simpler. Hold on, let me go to the bonded animal. Does this say a page where it talks about that? 242. Nature. Oh, commanded animal. Here we are. You should order an animal, attempt a nature check against the animal's will DC. The GM might adjust the DC if the animal has a good attitude towards you. You suggest a course of action it was predisposed towards, or offer a treat. You automatically fail if the animal is hostile or unfriendly to you. If the animal is helpful towards you, increase your degree of success by 1 step. You might be able to command an animal more easily with a feat like Ride. Smells no drop prone, leap, seek, stand, strike, and stride. Basic actions. If an animal knows an activity, such as horse's gallop, you can command the animal to perform that activity, but you must spend as many actions on the command as the animal's activity. You can also spend multiple actions to command the animal to perform that number of basic actions. And they'll perform that number of basic actions on its next turn. For instance, you spend 3 actions to command the animal to stride 3 times, or to stride twice and then make a strike. The animal does not. The animal does you command on its next turn. Incident does nothing. Right. I don't think companions work the same way, but yeah, they work as minions. So the other one, yeah, commanded animals. Issuing commands to an animal doesn't always go smoothly. An animal's independent creature with limited intelligence. Some animals understand the simplest instructions, so you might be able to instruct the animal to move to a certain square, but not dictate a specific path to get there, or command it to attack a certain creature, but not to make its attack non-lethal. The GM decides on specific action. The animal uses. The animal does what your command as soon as it can, usually at the first action on its next turn. If you successfully command it multiple times, it does what you said in order. Forgets all commands beyond what it can accomplish on its turn. If multiple people command the same animal, the GM determines how the animal reacts. Okay. And what's the other one, like 343? .301. Let me just come down here. Minion. Here we are. Minions are creatures that directly serve another creature. Your minion acts on your turn once per turn when you spend an action to issue a command. Once per turn when you spend an action to issue commands. For an animal companion, you command an animal. For a minion, that's a spell. For a minion, that's a spell or magic item effect. Like summoning minion, you sustain the effect. If not otherwise specified, you issue a verbal command as a single action with the auditory. If given no command, the minion uses no actions except to defend itself or to escape the obvious harm. Then for long enough to below 1 minute, mindless minions usually don't act. Won't follow their instinct and see if minions act how they please. A minion has only 2 actions. 0 actions. Okay, so if it's a minion, so if it gains the minion trait, you can do 1 action to make it do 2 actions. At least that's how I would rule this. It's not super clear. It might say they have 2 actions, so you have to... But only if you're commanding an animal. Let me look up the companion has to say about this. Animal companions, little comrades follow you. Your companion has the animal and minion trait, and it gains 2 actions during your turn. If you use the command animal action to command it. Plus the usual effects of command animal, and you don't need to attempt a nature check. If your companion dies, you can spend a week of downtime to replace it at no cost. Can only have 1 animal companion at a time. Okay. So, a companion or bonded animal work very similarly. The only downside to a bonded animal is you can't get it higher. Like, it doesn't have all this growth stuff that animal companions have. But for bond animal stuff, then make skill checks, which is why animal training or whatever is good. I like the idea of teaching it a new basic action. Now, yeah. That's useful. That's also kind of nice restrictions, basically. It also basically says you can only have one animal that can do 2 actions for 1 action. Basically making it so you can't be the person who uses all 3 actions to command to do 6 actions. Although, that would be a fun rule to circumvent with a feat. I would probably allow another feat to circumvent that, personally. Or I would probably just completely allow it to be circumvented if I was running a 1-person game. So that way a person can basically do more with less. Okay. Alright, background for my kobold is what I was looking for. I was looking at Animal Whisperer, which is why I looked into that. Rabbit holes. Gotta love them. Let's go Experienced Smuggler skill feat. Don't remember what this one does. I read through most of these. Don't smuggle things. Jimmy's number rolled, or 10, whichever is higher for smuggling. So backgrounds give you an attribute, or well, 2 attributes. A skill, a lore, and a feat. You know what? I'm gonna make the sorcerer a bounty hunter. Or a servant. Oh, servant. What did I get for servant again? Read lips skill. I think I know what that does. But let's look anyway. Oh, it must be in the core book. When you're at your leisure, you can do this automatically in encounter mode, doing a more difficult feat of lip reading. And fascinated and off guard during each round in which you focus on lip movement. You must succeed at a society check to successfully read someone's lips. Anyway. No, let's do Bounty Hunter. Okay. Okay. So let's go through and do attribute boosts. So the Goblin. If I want to do the penalty one, what do they get a penalty in? Wisdom. What did I make them? A druid, yeah, so they're not getting that. So they're doing the 2 free instead of... Right, it's 2 free? We have 4 free boosts. Let's also give full boost. Somewhere in the introduction is a thing. I think it's in character creation. Attribute modifier overview. It's just a +0. Just these modifiers by applying attribute boost, which increase the attribute modifier, the attribute flaw. Nope, don't do that. I don't want blue in my nails. Sorry, I have a little fidget habit that, at this point, makes my fingernails blue, which is really annoying. Anyway. Ancestry. Enterprise attributes and a flaw. If you are taking any voluntary flaws, apply them at this step. I'm trying to remember, because I know it's like either 3 and flaw, or 2. Well, adjusting modifier attribute boosts, which increases an attribute modifier. Attribute flaws, which decrease the attribute modifier as you build the character. Ancestry, each ancestry has attribute boosts and sometimes an attribute flaw if you're taking involuntary flaws. Maybe it says something in the actual ancestry. Allergy season turns my nose into a waterfall. New character. Entries, for example, no. Characters use an attribute boost. The rules indicate whether the limited list or whether it's free attribute. Customers design 1 free attribute boost. You can multiple attribute boosts at the same time. You must apply different modifiers. So it means you can't apply partial boost to an attribute modifier and apply another boost simultaneously to increase it. I know about this. I'm just trying to remember if it's... I'm fairly certain... Yeah, because like humans just get 2 free, orcs get 2 free. I'm pretty sure it's just 2 free. Yeah, here it is. Any character can choose to take 2 free boosts instead of listed boosts and flaws. Jeez, that was harder to find than I would have liked. Okay. So now my Goblin Druid can be decent. Oh. Alright, they still have scores. Can I edit these? Oh, I have to edit them like this. That's fun. For Druid, for the 2 free, I'll probably do Int and Wisdom for the first 2. Also, I'm pretty sure you can't bring them above 4 at character creation. What did I pick for their background? Root Worker. Next backgrounds. There's backgrounds. Yeah, so Wisdom and free. Let's do Con and Wisdom. And then 4 free. Which, let's be real. Wait. Oh, you also get 1 from your class. Okay. 16, and then 18. And then I got 3 more. $14, $14. $12. So 02214. And this is why I'm like, this might take a little while, because making characters, especially when you're not 100% familiar with the system, and maybe I'll name these characters for fun. Do they have upgraded sheets that do this without this? Who knows? Oh well. Also, class DC. Wisdom. Obviously trained, because they're always trained in it. And let me go to the champion. So let's go Colo. See if you've got the boosts I want. Strength, intelligence, detriment to wisdom. I feel like that's okay for the champion. Because the idea of like a paladin champion has always been, what is their spell DC based off? Their focus spells. Deity, skill, anthema, sanctification. Cause. Chin blocked feet. Where do they get their focus stuff? Maybe it's maybe they have to select the focus stuff as a just currently scrolling through. Let's just do this. Your focus balloon. Okay. Devotion spells. Here we are. I just completely missed it because it's right down here at the bottom. Yeah, charisma. That's what I was waiting for. Actually, does it say... Does it say what your class DC is based off of? Initial proficiencies, you're alright, no, let's do. It's also possible class DC may be based off something else. Once again, like over here. Like a cause. No. Let me see in the player core. They say something about this. It's interesting. Building characters. Addition, the game has backgrounds. I'm pretty sure it's just the class DC. Like, for example, the up here in the classes section. No. I'm surprised if they don't have a section like that. Yeah, here we are. Okay, they don't have the section like that. Like, I'm pretty sure the key attribute is your class DC, and I think you can pick it. Well, yeah, because clearly I had to pick. Our class, you have 4 free attributes. I mean, cause doesn't have anything that says. Attribute for each SDC Pathfinder 2E. Key attribute modifier. Jeez. Page 27. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I was looking up in that area. On page 18. Yeah, here we are. 22. Yeah. Class DC. Class DC is essentially the only attempts to reach most. It's the key modifier for the class's key attribute. Okay. I wish it would say, like, if there's two, you get to choose, even though I'm pretty sure that's the case. Okay. That was much harder to find than I thought. I was 90% certain that was the case, but anyway, you're going to be strength. Obviously trained, because pretty much everything starts trained. And they had a penalty to, the Colo had a penalty to Wisdom? Yep. And then background I picked for them was Warrior. Strength or con, and then free. So let's do the obvious. Of strength. And then let's do con. Then I obviously get the strength or dex from the start, and obviously I'm going to do strength. And then I get 4 free, which is going to be strength, con, charisma, might as well do int. So now you're 4022 negative 12 02214. Then our wizard, who's a bounty hunter. Strength or wisdom. Oh, yeah, maybe I should do something other than a bounty hunter, actually. Because you want charisma. Oh, wait, but then one's free anyway, so that's fine. I can still do charisma. So do wisdom and charisma. Now, what do kobolds get? Dex and charisma with a flaw to constitution. You know what? Sure. And I get a free, which, well, if I'm going, it's pretty real, it's going to be Dex. And then Sorcerer, let me double check, but I'm like 99% sure that it's Charisma. Because they're always Charisma. Yep. Force of Personality. And then for free was Charisma, Dex, Int. Why not? They need to know how to identify spells. Obviously, I'm just gonna mark trained. Nope, not custom. Charisma. Okay. Now let's do all the others training, so this over here real fast. So Sorcerer is, well, their HP is class is six. Ancestry for a gold, I think was like 6. Yep. So these squishy. Only 11 HP at level 1. Also making that at level 5, so I might as well just put that all at level 5 right away. You know what? Let's just go all in on one for now, and then I'll do more. So, traits. Humanoid. Kobold. Small. Dark vision. Why is that not working? That used to work. I picked Spellhorn. Type. Heritage. Alright. Yeah. Traits none. Prerequisites. Kobold. Action none. Trigger none. Requirements, frequency, benefits, special, description. Is this applied once or multiple times? Let's see. 6 times 5 is 30. 36 minus 5 is, yeah, so it's applied every time. Okay. I mean, honestly, I'll probably end up boosting that. Actually, no, I won't. The whole idea of a flaw is that you never boost it. It's actually to min-max. So, why should I? Well, until it starts getting expensive to boost other things. That's honestly the main reason why. Don't worry about languages. Traits can come into play, which is why I'm doing that. I kind of wish, like, I know the feats and abilities kind of is for that, but I kind of wish... Wait, unless... No. I kind of wish there was a way to see your actions. So I have no idea why I have this. Like, the way I have the flashing cursor, I don't know why that happens. Like, it used to be, I mean, I know technically, like, kept your place and you can do things like, you know, this, based on where you last clicked, but for whatever reason, one update for Google just gave me a flashing cursor, and it's kind of annoying. I like that it keeps your place, but I don't like that it has a flashing cursor. Anyway. ancestry feats, so I'll do... Let's do cringe. Type. Ancestry feat. I mean, you're gonna be able to take a hit. Actually, Scamper is probably a better idea than Cringe. Traits, Kobold, prerequisites, Kobold, action 1, trigger, none, requirements, yes. Frequency, none, benefits, special description. Since my little macro isn't working for some reason, I guess I'm just going to do this here. It's cold weapon familiarity. I have weapons with the cold trait, light pick and pick. Proficiency, you treat any of these as martial weapons. Any of these that are martial weapons as simple weapons, and that are advanced weapons as martial weapons. Well, it's a sorcerer not using stuff. And for 5th level, let's do allies, shelter. Attempt single throw while adjacent to one or more allies, but you haven't rolled yet. Roll the save using the adjacent allies. Modify for the type of saving throw instead of your own. That's actually nice. You do have to stay next to someone, which makes you a target for AoE, but it also means you can use your ally's bonus if yours is worse. Which, given that I have a negative constitution, my fortitude saves are going to suck. And I think sorcerers get pretty crappy saves overall. Not like horrible, but like still bad. Traits. Fortune. Kobold. Prerequisites, none. Action. Reaction. Trigger. Once per day. Ancestry. Wait, why are these spelling so bad? Ancestry. There we go. And then I think I have one more attribute boost, and then I'll probably do skills. At 5th level and every 5 level, so you get 4 free boosts to different attribute modifiers. If an attribute modifier is already +4 or higher, it takes 2 boosts to increase it. You get partial boost and most boosts that attribute gains later levels increases by 1. Well, let's be real. Basically 18, 19. Which is how you do the boost. Yeah. Dex. Int. And wisdom. So that'll be my level 5 attribute boost. Let's pick a bloodline. I feel like this is going to take a second, so let's turn the PDF back on. No, those are feats. Well, let's just go through the actual abilities. Attribute. Worry about initial proficiencies. Bloodline. Well, Bloodline is actually the first thing, so let's go back to Bloodline. I just need to read the section on it. Your Bloodline grants Bloodline spells, special spells unique to your lineage. Bloodline spells are a type of focus spell. It costs 1 focus point to cast a focus spell. You fill your focus pool. Unlike other characters, you don't need to do anything specific to refocus. With the flowing power through your veins, you replenish your focus pools. Focus spells are automatically heightened to wait, hold on. 10 minutes using the refocus activity. Unlike other characters, you don't need to do anything specific to refocus. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yep. You also get the Sorcerer's Gifts. You map the spells to your spell's repertoire. This is scrap the spell repertoire feature. At first level, you gain a cantrip and a first rank spell. Bloodline spells, you're only going to gain the initial Bloodline spell at first level, and you can gain more by setting advanced Bloodline. Whenever you cast a Bloodline spell using a focus point or a Sorcerer's Gift spell using a spell slot, you choose one blood magic effect you know to benefit from. You begin play with the benefit listed in your bloodline. You can gain others through sorcerer feats. If both the blood magic effects offers a choice, you make it before resolving the spell. The blood magic effect occurs after resolving the check. Okay. So Aberrant is a cult. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna use you as a striker. Or sorry, as a, offensive. Draconic is kind of nice as a shield, fear, haste, fly. And you got a few other options. Second. I really need to fix that. Let's go for Fortune. Dragon. Maybe. I'll keep looking. Elemental could be interesting. mean, if I port these to my world, I'm definitely have to change these. Like, metal and wood exist, but actually not. Let's see, earth and fire, and then earth and water. Yeah, so although if metal were electricity, since it does seem to be lightning based. Flashing, bludgeoning, fire, piercing, bludgeoning, bludgeoning. I mean, I could just change metal to be lightning. Because I could, because they're elementals, so the elementals are still important. They're the lower magics and the higher magics. But I could also add in cloud, which is water and air. That's the last one. Fire and earth? No, that's metal. Water and earth is wood. Air and water is cloud. Air and fire is lightning. Yeah, so I could just add in two. Change what metal does. I would obviously do other things for that. There are metal things you can do. I don't know why they don't have like a cloud of daggers or something like that. But you can definitely make those spells without a lot of trouble. And like wall of blades and stuff. So I'd probably change these if I brought them into my world just a little bit. Obviously I'd change the dragons as well, but it's a little bit easier because, well, I mean, I have 8 dragon types, 8 core types. In theory, dragon can be tied to any magic. But the core 8, because they also have 8, it's 2 per. But for mine, it would probably be I'd probably have them be mostly primal. Yeah, all the core elements would probably be primal, and then higher magics would probably have different. Well, life and void would probably be divine, actually. Light and dark could easily be occult. And then I can make arcane some of the higher level ones. Like enhancement. An enhancement dragon. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of work, though. I could also just make it so dragons aren't arcane. Or I could just make it so you can pick between primal and arcane. I think I'll go Draconic for my kobold. And I'll probably do Fortune. It's kind of fun just building characters. Draconic Bloodline. Hype. is called features. Yeah, features don't technically have traits as far as I'm aware. I'm curious about something. Yeah, the Chronic Scion, who's a Tengu, sorry. But I'm curious because then, oh, no, tell me you have the one example character. Huh, why don't they have more? And normally they have the main character's example archetype. At least in the other book they did. Anyway, I was just curious about that. So what do I want to put in the description? Oh, Magic Tradition. Here we are. Spontaneous caster. Oh yeah, because you can have multiple stuff. You don't have innate spell. Well, you actually have one as a. Well, that's a cantrip, so who cares? Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break. I need to go to the bathroom again. So 5 minutes? Yeah. I'll do the 10-minute break. I'll take a little bit of time just to chill a bit. So I'll do that and then I'll be back. Sometimes I just want to move around because I've been sitting for so long and such. Okay, I'll be back. Anyway. So I decided to go Arcane Dragon. Blood. don't know what it means to be trained in the magic traditions. Do I have... Give me 1 second, actually. If I don't have these, I might buy them. My marketplace items. Oh, yeah, I have the core for the first 2, but I don't have, like, the sorcerer stuff. Let me go and get the... Yeah, so I don't have the player core 2. Oh, wait. No, I do have all 4. Never mind. So... I should have all spells and stuff. What happens if I type in sorcerer? Okay, this is handy. If I search for bloodline. Okay. Oh, those are the focus spells. Okay, let's... do this. Why does it have to be so small? Sometimes. do something like refresh the page. Okay, now that's back. I'll do the sorcerer. Right back to editing the bloodline. So tradition. Arcane. Because I'm doing this specifically the fortune. I always hate that pops up. Did that show my address? I need to figure out how to blur things and edit. Okay, oh, intimidation and arcana. My second is invisibility. You know, this is probably why people do their stream stuff in incognito mode. Probably, and things like this are disabled. Like, let me just do this. Let's refresh again. I just disabled it. Honestly, that's probably smart for me to do. Yep, now it's no longer doing stuff. Yay! That is very problematic. I noticed that's a thing, and I never really thought how terrible that is. Or how terrible of a potential issue that could be. Oh, let's see what all this is. Level 9 spells. How do I do the blood magic thing? Do I have to get a fee for that? Or is it like when I cast a spell that... What if you cast a bloodline spell using a focus point or a sorcerer's gift spell using a spell slot? You choose one blood magic effect, you know. You begin play with the benefit listed in your bloodline. You can gain others through sorcerer feats. Blood magic effect offers a choice. Okay. So when you cast your blood magic things. Okay. I don't know why showing that really put a damper on my mood, because it's just something I'm going to have to fix later. I don't like to edit. Not like anyone does. Except for people who do. They love it. Okay, let's look at the blood magic thing. I'll add that in separately. Scaling has an E, right? No, it's not. What's interesting is this actually gives... It's very interesting for the fact that it has the rage... You have shield as a cantrip. Meaning when you do that, you get an even more AC. Now I just get the first focus spell, right? Yes. Yeah. Let's add the spells. Let's do skills, actually. So I got... What do I get from the bounty hunter? Survival and legal lore. And what's the feat I get? Experience tracker. Oh. Just realized. Wondering why no. 100D, not space 100, just 100, 100. Nope. If you're wondering why I do that, it's because if I accidentally hover over that item, you can join the game, so it's like, ugh. No, what was it called again? Experience tracker, not expert tracker. You can track while moving at full speed. Taking a 5 penalty or survival check. Okay, that one. Yeah. Skills, right. That was survival, legal lore, and then my background, or my whatever gives me intimidation. And arcane. Arcana. And then I also get 2 skills determined by bloodline. Number of additional skills equal to 2 plus your intelligence modifier. So 4. 4 more. I mean, let's be real. It's a kobold. So crafting and stealth. Give him the background. I'll do society. This don't matter too much. Is crafting dex or int? Int, okay. Acrobatics could be handy. So I should have 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Expert in will, trained in the others. Trained in unarmored defense only. I could figure out how to do the link thing. I tried to figure out how to set that up manually or through something else, but it seemed impossible. Oh, here we are. Unarmored, trained, everything else untrained. Okay, I see how that works. Yeah, I don't have a shield, though. Actually, technically I do. Hold on. What is a shield spell? What action is this? One action. Oh, wow. You can only do it like once per combat. That's interesting. So, the shield spell only gives you a +1. Hardness was... Well, let me just do this. Cantrips are half rounded up. So 5 would be 6, so 3. Should be a +2. So it'd be 5 more. So hardness 10. Okay. No saving throw, no nothing else. Technically its level is 3. You know what? Kind of fading a bit. Energy's getting lower. So, and I've been streaming for 3 hours. So, thank you all very much for watching. If you liked, you can comment. If you really liked, you can subscribe. If you need more convincing, I will be here tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. PDT. Or Sunday at 10:30 a.m. PDT. For those on YouTube, you can like, comment, subscribe. If you need more convincing, you can check me out when I go live on Discord. Well, yeah, I do actually post when I go live on Discord. Discord, Twitter, and Blue Sky. That's when I go live, or when I don't go live. Yeah. So until next time, bye-bye.